Hey, kids, do you know why the Ten Commandments are important? Well, today's storybook is all about them. So let's begin. Long ago, the people of Israel were slaves in Egypt, but God had a plan to set them free. He chose Moses as his servant to lead Israel out of slavery. And after many plagues and miracles, Pharaoh finally agreed to let them go. But that didn't mean it was easy. You see, for the first time in hundreds of years, they were free. But now they had to walk across the wilderness to the land God had promised them. And sometimes they got hungry and thirsty and tired of eating only manna, which is a special food from heaven. Sometimes they complained and doubted God's goodness. But He always proved His faithfulness by sending food, water, and even parting the Red Sea so they could walk through on dry ground. After 3 months of traveling, the people came to the desert of Sinai. Before them rose a towering mountain, Mount Sinai. It looked rugged, high, and mysterious. At its foot, the Israelites set up camp. One day, Moses climbed the mountain, and their God spoke to him. He told Moses to tell the people that God wanted them to be His very own special people. He wanted them to be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. And if they obeyed His laws, they would be blessed. But if they disobeyed, they would be punished. Moses brought this message to the people, and they all answered together, "All that the Lord has spoken we will do." Then God said to Moses, "Tell the people to wash their clothes, for on the third day I am coming down on Mount Sinai in the sight of all your multitude. So you shall set bounds for the people all around, saying, 'Beware that you do not go up into every part of the mountain or touch the border, lest anyone be destroyed.'" On the morning of the third day, thunder roared and lightning flashed. A thick cloud covered the mountain, and a loud trumpet blast made the people tremble. Mount Sinai shook violently as smoke rose from it like a furnace. And when Moses led the people to the foot of the mountain, the trumpet kept getting louder, and the voice of God thundered, "I am the Lord your God. You shall not have other gods before me." Then He repeated the 9 other commandments. The people were terrified and begged Moses to go up the mountain for them. They were afraid to hear God speak again, for they thought He might destroy them. But Moses reassured them. He told them that God had brought them out of Egypt and delivered them from slavery just to be their God and for them to be His people. But to be God's people meant obeying His laws. So once more, Moses went up the mountain. He stayed 40 days and 40 nights in the presence of God. He did not eat or drink, for God sustained him. In that holy time, God gave Moses not only the commandments spoken aloud, but also laws to guide Israel in justice, worship, and daily life. Then God Himself wrote the 10 Commandments onto stone tablets with His own finger. These tablets were to be placed in the Ark of the Covenant, a sacred chest that would symbolize God's presence among His people. But while Moses was on the mountain, the people lost faith and turned away from God. They demanded that Aaron make them gods who would go before them. So Aaron took their gold earrings, melted them down, and fashioned a golden calf. The people built an altar before it, danced and offered sacrifices, saying, "These are your gods, O Israel, who brought you out of Egypt." When Moses came down from the mountain and saw the idol, his anger burned. He threw down the stone tablets, shattering them at the foot of the mountain. He destroyed the calf, ground it into powder, scattered it on water, and made the Israelites drink it. Then Moses went back up the mountain, pleading with God to forgive their sin. In His mercy, God forgave them and renewed His covenant with Israel. And once more, Moses climbed Mount Sinai to receive new stone tablets with the 10 Commandments written on them. And that's our story for today. Hey, kids, remember the lesson? God wants us to be a holy people, set apart for Him. The first 4 commandments teach us to love and honor God. The last 6 teach us to love and respect others. Together, they reveal God's perfect standard of righteousness.